Hello, everyone, and welcome on in to this special front stretch watch party. They're back, Dalton Hopkins. Uh, it is I, Trey Lyle. That is Dalton Hopkins. I'm in my work studio because it's during the day. That is why I can magically look muted but talk at the same time through the magic of studio technology, Dalton Hopkins. But in any moment now, we are going to have a new NASCAR Championship Format, is what they're labeling it. If you're watching along with us, don't worry. We will have the video from NASCAR. We're going to play it alongside. So you don't even have to change. You don't have to open up two tabs. We already got some comments. Paul in the comment, Marcus in the comments. What do you think the new format will be? Let's get right to it, Dalton, as we wait for the announcement to start.
I'll tell you, Jordan Bianchi just dropped it, I think,
Oh,
like four seconds ago.
I'm shocked it was this close.
It might have been on embargo until just now. Oh well, I just got a 404 error. So until we figure that out,
Was the athletic site crashing?
yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, so here's what it is. All right, and big. I'm telling you, here's what it should be. 36 races. One driver gets eliminated each race. So Kyle
I
Larson
like it.
crashes out in the
Oh,
lap one of the Daytona
oh,
500. Sorry, your championship bid's done. You're done for.
oh,
Don't
here we
crash
go.
out.
We got a video. We got a video. I got
Oh,
it. All
add
right,
it. Add it.
add it. Here we go. All right, the announcement. I think it's a 36 race chase, but we're gonna get to it. All right, I'm gonna get rid of these comments.
That gap from first to second has never been this close. Really is about head-to-head today between Hamlin and Johnson. Oh, trouble, and it
They're showing a lot of chase stuff right now.
The champion, Jimmy Johnson.
You got to lose these things before you can win them, and this is an experience to try to win it next year.
I think it's the best driving I've ever seen. This is the man right here, Tony Stewart.
So we got it. We got it. We are together, tiebreaker, baby.
The top two of the championship, playing it off each other.
That's what it looks like right now, Stig.
And a NASCAR Cup championship.
We'll see.
What an awesome season.
We're back.
For the sixth time, it's
I called this months ago. I just want to point that out.
Hard out this year. Cut in front of me, and I didn't listen.
Yeah, they're doing. I think they're doing 10 race. But
season
what?
was fantastic.
But what?
Just go read the article from the Athletic. It tells you exactly what it's going to be. I
Oh,
think
okay.
it's 15 is my guess. Oh, here's Adam Alexander.
Hey, everybody, welcome. I'm Adam Alexander. I watched that
Hi, Adam.
video. I think about the fact that the Daytona 500 is just over a month away. And
We
when
have
you
to
think
make
about
work soon.
today's announcement and all the energy and excitement that's going to bring, this is no doubt a historic day for NASCAR. Before I introduce our panel in today's announcement, I want to say a special welcome to all those watching on YouTube, the NASCAR channel, and listening on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Let's get to the announcement, and Steve O'Donnell, take it away and tell us all about the championship format in 2026.
Well, thank you, Adam, and appreciate everybody being here as well. I do want to take a minute. This is the first time we've been in front of the media and been able to talk to some folks, and want to let everyone know we're still thinking about Greg Biffle and his family and all those involved in that tragic plane crash, and also Denny Hamlin, the loss of his dad. We're all praying for his mom with a speedy recovery. Denny was a big part of today's announcement, put a lot of work into it. He's been a big part of the formats, and we're thinking about him and really appreciate him as well. So you got a great group here, some of which who are involved in coming up with this format. And just kind of a quick history of how we got to where we were. Tim Clark headed up a group that included a number of folks from the industry. That was drivers, owners, OEMs, television partners, and a lot of sponsors to talk about what we could do going forward with our championship format. And there were a couple things that were vitally important, I think, to everyone in the group. One was that winning still had to matter. We had to make sure that that was a big component of what we were doing. We certainly wanted consistency to matter, not lost on us that throughout what we've seen with the current format, there were times when a driver could win and maybe take a couple races because he had that win in the bank. That's not something we wanted. We wanted every race to matter. So both of those needed to be front and center. And then we also wanted our fans to know that we're listening, and our industry to know that we're listening. So with that, where we've landed is candidly that the chase is back. We are going back to a format where on the Cup side, the first 26 races will be based on points system, and the final 10 races will make up the chase. So if you go into the chase format, First and foremost, you want to look at how the points will be set. So the points leader will go into the chase at 2,100 points. It was important for us to have a bonus for that leader. So they'll have a 25-point lead over second place, and a 35-point lead over third place. And then
There you
the
go.
positions beyond that will go down by 5 points. What also was really important for the group that got together was winning. I talked about that, and we're going to take winning from 40 points up to 55 points. Believe that'll be a great incentive for the drivers each and every race to have to go out there and perform, but also go for wins. And while I have a minute to, I want to take a moment to thank Mark for coming from his vacation. I know it's a long trip from out west. Mark Martin was the first guy in the room to stand up and say, I want to go back to full season points. There were a lot of folks who wanted to throw Mark out of the room initially. But what Mark did was got us to a position where what's the right balance? And the balance between those who like the playoff and those who like that full season points. And we believe we've struck that balance. We've got the best of both worlds where every race matters. We've talked to a lot of folks in the industry. We've run a lot of different models and believe this is the best place to land, really to get back to who we are. That's the core of NASCAR and want to launch this. And we're really excited about the 2026 season.
Steve O'Donnell giving us the details of what's going to happen with our championship format in 2026. He referenced the Hall of Famer Mark Martin. We're glad that Mark is here and a part of our panel. The rest of our panel, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Hall of Famer, owner Junior Motorsports. On the back row, active drivers. Chase Briscoe is here from Gibbs Racing, driving that 19 Toyota. Ryan Blaney is here from Team Penske, driver of the number 12. And Chase Elliott, driver of the number 9. From Hendrick Motorsports. It seems appropriate to have two guys on the panel named Chase, I believe. I want to go around and get the reaction of all of you on today's announcement and the format that will unfold in 2026. Dale, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to say, but I was really excited to hear the news that we're kind of getting a little bit closer to a full 36 race format. This is as close, in my opinion, that you can get without going all the way. But what I believe it does is it makes it simpler for our fans to follow. I'm a fan of the sport, and now I'm compelled to plug in every single week because I know there's a long form objective for my driver to accomplish to be able to give himself the opportunity to win the championship. And so even though my driver may have success early on in the season, it does not assure him success in the postseason. So with the way that they're going to stack the bonus points and everything else, it's critical that these drivers have success every single week. Every single race, every single lap will have more importance. I think that's fun for the drivers to have a more clear objective to how to get to the championship and easier for our fans to follow.
Mark, your thoughts?
Well, the fans were yelling at me, we want full season points. So I yelled even louder and almost got thrown out, as Steve said. I think that this is the most perfect compromise that you could ever ask for. It's going to require our 2026 champion to be lightning fast and incredibly consistent. And that's what we can all get behind. So I'm really excited. I think it's fantastic. And I just appeal to the race fans, all the race fans, but especially the classic fans who say to me, I don't watch anymore. I say, we need you. Come on back. You know, we're headed in the right direction. And, you know, come back and join with us and we'll keep making progress. And one more thing for the broadcasters, for the media, the journalists and everyone, this is a time for a change in how we cover the sport. And that means instead of every week talking about the cutoff line, the playoff, who's in, who's out, all these things, we need to focus even more on our heroes. These guys behind me that are winning these races are our Pearsons and our Yarboroughs and our Buddy Bakers of today. And we need our fans to connect with these guys. We need them to connect with the crew chiefs. We need to connect with the engineers as well. give the fans something that they can connect to and help us build these superstars like they deserve to be.
Chase Elliott, lead us off from the back row.
All right, they're gonna get into more thoughts, and we're gonna we don't want to get kicked off by NASCAR's YouTube channel, so we're gonna pull that off. By the way, folks, we're gonna go in depth into all these changes tonight, 7:30, right here on the Front Stretch YouTube channel. We'll be joined by Dalton's best friend from the trial, Michael Massey, for more reaction, because there are like little aspects of this as like we have first reacted to it that we need to like dive into, and that'll be more of a podcast format. But we do want to lay off some quick thoughts as it's been released here, Dalton. So the chase is back. Simply put, they will take the 16 best drivers from the season in a 10 race chase to ultimately find a champion. And obviously, I think this format might have stayed a lot longer if a guy named Jimmy Johnson wasn't around, just kicking everyone's butt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a conversation again for later on tonight. But I think my initial reactions are kind of similar to Dale Jr., where this is the perfect balance of kind of a modern racing format with the still connecting to the importance of the entire season. And I do think the one aspect of the winning in the elimination format was the emphasis on winning, which it should mean the most. And I think by making winning 15 points more than anything else, it strikes kind of the perfect balance of what we got as we head into what I think is going to be a pretty entertaining season.
Yeah, I think Mark Martin said it best. He said this is the best compromise we could have asked for. I've been saying for the last 2-3 years, Matt, I think the 10 race, ever since we started talking about, getting rid of the current or the previous format now, it should be the 10 race chase. Go back to the 10 race chase. I thought it was a happy medium. It offers a playoff, kind of like that playoff excitement, that postseason excitement, but it also rewards consistency. And I heard that word being said multiple times in that short 5 minutes we were watching the broadcast. So it seems like the consistency matters a lot now. It matters a lot more now than it did with the previous format. So I'm happy about this. I know some people were hoping for the 36 race chase. I think there was some momentum there, but I think we're out of that now. I don't think we're going to go back to that realistically. It's going to take some serious changes to be made, and
because you still need to appease broadcast partners, and it works. It works for an NBC.
I'm surprised we got this far, honestly.
I always like looking back as I've gotten older, I realized how good the chase was. I was having a conversation with my work colleague, Ed Lane, before we did this, because I will be doing the fast lane in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. And he mentioned how 2011 was the perfect season because of the Edwards versus Stewart debate. And, we can talk more about this tonight. Rashawn, basically the announcement is the chase is back. It's going to be the top 16 drivers completely based on points. Winning is gone. There still will be stages. There still will be stage racing. So theoretically, if you win a race, you can get 75 points. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. And
it rewards it still rewards winning, but it doesn't outright, it's not everything, and I feel like that's what the original chase I feel like was missing. You got some extra points for winning the race, but it wasn't like an astronomical, it wasn't 15 points ahead of second place, or even more if now that we have stage racing, which Trey, as you retweeted, we're on Twitter too, so folks follow along on Twitter. I'm sure you all are, but stage racing also still a thing, so people can seem to be rewarded. They can get even more than 55 points.
And note, I was going to mention Jordan Bianchi, broke the story down. So the winning driver starts with 2,100 points, where the first and last gets, I believe, 2,000. And NASCAR Analytics basically ran a bunch of simulations on this. And the worst, the guy who finished first finished was 5th in the season, which is way better than what we've previously seen, where a guy like a Kevin Harvick, could not finish, didn't have a chance for the championship. So I think especially in this era where since the next gen car, every regular season championship has gone down to basically the last race of the regular season. We're going to get that again because it does seem to me that the racing is tighter, and it's not like they will be points racing because the gap, the 15-point gap between first and second is massive.
I think this is just it's another step in the right direction with NASCAR. We've seen some good things happen these last couple of months, and this is another really, really big one. I feel like it's going to satisfy a lot of fans. I know there's going to be, again, like I said earlier, there's going to be some folks that don't like the fact that it's not a 36 race format, but again, it's like you said, Trey, you have to appease the broadcasts. You got to appease the media partners, and I don't think any of them were going to be satisfied with a 36 race format. I don't think that was going to work out, but overall, I am satisfied. And also, I want to point out, this also been announced, folks, that the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and the Craftsman Truck Series both will also still retain their chase format, but it's going to be a similar one. It's not going to be the elimination style either. For the Truck Series, it's 10 drivers, 7 races. And then the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, 12 drivers, 9 races. So basically the same amount.
Xfinity Series, man. We're gonna get used to that.
I am having to catch myself before I say it each time.
I honestly think Chase Briscoe summed it up best in the rest part of the thing. Winning matters, consistency matters, DNFs are going to matter. It's a great format. Like, I think someone's gonna run the simulation where whoever wins the championship. My guess is the person who won the championship based off the chase format is one of the championship 4 drivers, would be my guess. And probably either Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson would be my guess, and which were the guy who finished first and second in the championship.
I really like, I just like the no more winning you're in. I do feel like that, and like you said, Trey, like you're just talking about, Trey, like we're not going to have Joey Logano, who what was it, 17th in average finish, 17th best average finish in, what was it, 2024? Like 17th best average finish and still won the championship.
We're not going to have these, it's going to get a better embodiment. Like, again, another pre-recording conversation I had with Ed Lane, we were talking about, I was like, how do you because of this format, it's hard to say Joey Logano's best season was one of his championship seasons. You could argue the year he got repped by Matt Kenseth at Martinsville was his best season. And it's like, you're basically comparing like whose career between him and, I would argue Denny Hamlin might be an all-time better driver despite the 3 championships. And it's like you're comparing, and I know you're a Miami, South Florida. I know you're sort of a Jags fan. Your dad's a Dolphins fan. It's like Dan Marino versus Eli Manning. Who would you rather have? Yeah. Like the guy who's really good but didn't win the championship, or the guy who's very up and down has won 2 titles. So it's a very complicated thing. Well, we enjoy all the comments. The good news is, Dalton, any quick final thoughts before we put more together tonight?
I don't have really anything revealing. I think this is just, it's a step in the right direction. And I do want to say this quote that John Newby has tweeted out. John Newby, friend of the show. He tweeted out that Steve O'Donnell said that the return to the chase will not be a magic wand, nor does Steve O'Donnell expect everyone to be happy with the move. But apparently Chase Elliott made a point about enjoying the sport and what we have.
And as you heard here, Mark kind of pointed that out. Mark was like, at this point, let's just celebrate the sport. We don't need to worry. And I do think we got to a point where it got too far into the, I want to say, excuse me, it got too far past where we were over, I don't want to say overcritical, but it seemed at the end of last year, it was just, whether it was the lawsuit, which is now gone, in the format, and everything is, this season, there's a lot of positivity around NASCAR heading into this season, and I think that's going to be a really good thing to talk about. Well, we got more to talk about tonight, 7:30 p.m. right here. It's a special edition of Bringing the Heat with Trey Lyle. We'll have Dalton Hopkins. We'll have Michael Massey on, and we'll dive in. We'll answer more of your questions, and we'll get more details of this as it comes out. But we enjoy you watching our live reaction to this. Thanks so much for tuning in. For Dalton Hopkins, I'm Trey Lyle, signing off for now. We'll be back 7:30 p.m. tonight for more in-depth breakdown of the new NASCAR Championship Format.